All right, so on Saturday, we had a market recap, and we also had a forecast also where we looked into the markets, and then we started from the dollar index, right? And we started to analyze what is likely to happen with the dollar index. Now, the reason why we look at the dollar index first is because we want to be able to basically see where the dollar is going, since the dollar drives most of the transactions that we have in the market. The dollar drives most of the transactions we have in the markets, right? Most transactions in the financial market, not just the Forex market, the entire financial market is driven by the strength of the dollar. So we want to know, what is the direction of the dollar index? Where is the dollar index heading? Before we think about where do we place what opportunities the market will give us, okay? So just before we do this, let's quickly look into the economic calendar today and see if we have any major thing. So for today, we just have CPI for Canada. CPI is inflation data for Canada, right? So yeah, so this is going to be out at 2:30 Nigerian time, 3.5% last month, 3.4% forecast this month. So we'll see. This is going to have an effect on basically mainly Canadian pairs. USD CAD, CAD JPY, AUD CAD, CAD JPY, right? So mostly those are the pairs that are this going to affect. So if you're not trading Canadian pairs, this may not have an effect on your trading at all. Then also we have Empire State Manufacturing. This is not also a big deal. This affects the USD. Then we have the governor of the Bank of England, making a comment about the economy today. So it's always important to keep your eyes on what is likely to happen in the market. What is it that's happening? What is it that's possible in the market, so that you're not surprised, right? So we have people call me without looking at the news and say, hey, I was in a trade and something happened. They are not aware, and this person is trading with a huge lot size, and they are not even aware of what's going on in the market, right? So that's not a very nice thing to do, right? Okay, so this is the dollar index. When we did analysis, we boxed the dollar index into this kind of range. This is the range. So the dollar index basically has been buying from this bottom here, and then it got into this range and basically started pushing up. Basically started, it was stuck in this range for a while. So our projection was that once price breaks out of this range, we are going to see price head to this area. This is the area where we expect to see a major sell-off from the dollar index. This right here is the area where we are expecting the dollar index to basically sell substantially, right? This is from higher time frame. We did this analysis on higher time frame. So now you can see that after going up and down, the dollar index finally broke out of this area here. So after breaking out of here now, of course, we can see it's heading all the way to this point. You see, so that's basically it, right? So now, since we see that, what are we likely going to see going forward with other pairs? What are we going to see going further with other pairs? Now we're going to look. So what is it that we're seeing? Now we can see something here. We're going to take this out. We can see something with the USD JPY. So USD JPY is buying right now. And the reason USD JPY is buying like this is because the dollar index is buying as well, right? You notice the USD JPY has US dollar as the base currency. So we are going to expect the US dollar to buy to the any pairs that has USD as base currency to buy at this time, right? When the dollar index pull back too, we expect a pullback from them as well. So look at what's happening with USD JPY. Look at what's happening with USD CAD, right? USD CAD, let's look at USD. So you see, USD CAD is buying too. Why? Because the dollar index is buying. So any pair that has dollar USD as the base currency will be buying. You see, so that's what we're seeing there right now. So we're expecting further buy moves on USD JPY, but for now, USD JPY is still around a sell zone. It's still around a resistance zone, right? You can see it's still around a resistance zone. So what is it likely to do from here? We are not clear. So since we are not clear, we are just going to, this is the trade we did before. We analyzed this trade, we took it from here, and our take profit was somewhere here. This hit take profit yesterday, right? Now, what are we expecting from here right now? So is he a sell? Is he a buy? We expect dollar index to buy, right? So are we expecting price to break out of here? That's a very sensible possibility, right? So, but of course, that dollar index is just buying doesn't mean that USD JPY is going to just break out and be going like that. It's possible, but then this is where in trading we have to be patient. This is where we have to look at the market and say, hey, what's going to happen next? I have to understand that I'm not a soothsayer, I'm not a fortune teller. So if I'm not a fortune teller, this is where I need to wait and let the market give me a clear direction. If the market doesn't give me a clear direction, I will be waiting, I will wait. So this is right now, price is at an inflection point and I have no trade right now on USD JPY. So I will leave that and come back at another time. So let's see what's happening with the USD, Euro USD. So for Euro USD, this is the analysis we did a few days ago. So we said that, let's remove this. So we said that since we're expecting the dollar index to buy, we expected that price was going to break out of this resistance zone. Sorry, support zone. We expect that we had a trend line here. We drew a trend line, right? You can check the previous video and the previous analysis we did. We had a trend line, right? We had this trend line, and also we had this support zone. Our goal was, what we were targeting is if we see a breakout of this support zone, then we will see price pull back. That's when we drew this. We expect to break out. We'll see price pull back and then price start coming down significantly. And this is in tandem with what we saw happening with the dollar index. So as long as the dollar index is buying, any currency pair that has dollar as quote currency, just like Euro USD now, you see Euro USD, the USD is on the right hand side, which is quote currency. Any one of those pairs will be selling. Right? If you check now, Euro USD is selling, GBP USD is selling, gold is selling, and a whole lot of other pairs. NZD USD is selling, AUD USD is selling. They all have USD on the right-hand side, so they are all selling. Okay, they are all selling. So now we've seen a breakout that we expected. The breakout we expected is what we have seen now. Right? We've seen a breakout of this support. So now what we are going to be waiting for is for price to do a pullback. Just this analysis we did right here is essentially valid as it is now. Essentially valid. So we are not going to touch anything here. We are just going to wait. For now, we will not get an entry. The reason we can't take an entry right now is because we have not seen any pullback. We need to see a pullback so that we can know how far the pullback is going to go. Most likely it's going to pull back into this zone, to this area here, this sell zone here, this support that was broken. Usually when the support is broken, it becomes a resistance. Yeah? So we're expecting that price is going to pull back to this area here before we enter the trade. But then we are not going to give an entry price at this moment. Right, so yeah, so we'll not give an entry price at this moment so that we can be accurate. Let's see the pullback starting first. Once the pullback is starting, then that's when we can give an entry price, an entry sell price. Okay, we gave a sell trade in the group this morning, but the trade has not triggered yet, right? So we will wait on this one until we begin to see a pullback. Once we see a pullback, then we'll be able to get the exact entry where we should be taking our trade from, right? But then it's going to be somewhere around this area. This is going to be our entry for our trade, right? Then let's look at the gold. You see gold is selling like crazy, just literally selling. Gold is just breaking out and selling like mad, right? And why? Dollar is buying. The dollar is buying. That's the analysis that we also did on Saturday. We said gold was going to sell, but we were not sure of the entry yet. Price was here at that time. We said, okay, price is most likely going to come back to this top first, and we'll expect price to sell, but we're going to hold on to see a breakout on that dollar index. So now that dollar index has made a breakout, now that dollar index has started buying, now we know that gold is going to sell. No question about it. And right now it's selling. So where's our entry going to be? Okay, so our entry now is still not very clear yet where our entry is going to be, but our entry is going to be somewhere around here. Our entry is going to be somewhere around here. This whole zone right here. This is going to be our sell. This is going to be our entry, but we will not get into an entry yet. We will not get into an entry yet. And the reason for that is that entry positions are very important. It's always important to know where your entry positions are. And the best way to know where your entry positions will be is to see price make a pullback. When you see price break out, you want to wait and see a pullback before you enter the trade, right? You want to see price pull back before you enter the trade. So this move I just did now, which is your support stop loss take profit move I just did now, is excellent. If you decide to use this to trade and place your sell limit here, it's going to work. But for me, I would still prefer to hold on and wait for price to start pulling back. Once price starts pulling back, then I will be able to get into a trade. I'll be able to know exactly where the pullback is going to get to for me to enter a trade, right? So it's going to be around this blue area, this ash colored area right now. Around the ash colored area right now, somewhere around there is where the entry price for a sell on gold is going to be. Okay, the entry price for a sell on gold. So we're expecting a sell on gold, right? Yes. Okay, so let's see. What do we see on BTC? Yeah, so we did this analysis on BTC also on Saturday, and then this was our entry. This trade is actually still playing out. Okay, it's actually still playing out. So this was we saw this price was around here on Saturday. So we thought price was going to come here and then buy. So we did a setup here already, and then we decided this was going to be our entry. You see, we triggered our entry, and currently it's playing out. And currently it's playing out. And currently it's playing out, right? So now the next move we're expecting here, like I just did here, is a breakout of this region. Once we see a breakout of this area here, once we see price break out of this zone, this resistance zone right now, you can see price is a bit stuck around there. Price is a bit stuck around there. Once we see price break out of this again, just like this, breaks out, fine. Once we see price break out of this, fine, then we're expecting a pullback and price to continue to this zone here. This is our target now. We're expecting price to move from this bottom to this top. So now, since we already got into a trade here and the trade is currently running, we don't have any other trade for BTC yet until we see a breakout of here. Once price breaks out of here, then of course we'll enter for a trade on Bitcoin. Right? So you see all these trades I'm doing now, I'm just giving us a direction. I'm giving us a bias in the market currently. There's no exact buy, sell trades at this time, right? Okay, there's no exact buy, sell, enter here at this time. But we are looking, but this is how you do the market. This is how you analyze the market. Because you can't just come into the market and say, oh, I'm buying now or I'm selling now. No, you have to have analyzed the market to determine where you are going to enter in the future, right? Where you are going to enter, and the future may be in the next 1 hour, in the next 2 hours, or it could be tomorrow, it could be in 2 days time. But then you need to already have known what you want, where you want to trade, what trade you want to take, at what point you want to take it, and then you will know, oh, price has not gotten there, price has gotten there, then you decide what you're going to do at that time, right? So we see this exact same move on Ethereum. It's here. We see the same move on Ethereum. We're expecting price to move to that top here. So you can see the trade we took also on Saturday triggered, the pending order triggered, and then price is currently heading towards that resistance zone on Ethereum. This is also playing out very good. Then we can see, you see, this is GBP USD. We took a trade on GBP USD somewhere here on, I think on Friday. The trade took profit yesterday. Now this is currently playing now. We have a trade on GBP USD in the group right now that we said, but that trade has not triggered yet. So the market is still selling because the way we trade is that we have to see price move. Once price makes a move, when do we have to wait for a pullback before we enter the trade. We don't jump into any trade because we don't know what's going to happen. You know, we don't know the future, as it were. What we can do is analyze the market, look at what's going on in the market, and use that to make an informed decision. So the informed decision we'll make is that we have to see price make a certain move. As price is selling now, we expect price to sell to a region, then make a pullback, and then we'll get into our sell trade. Then price continues to sell. We already know price is selling, but now what we are looking for is a position, a point of entry, a point of entry. That's what we are targeting, the point of entry. Okay. So you see basically all of that around these pairs we are seeing right here, right now. Okay, so yeah, this is New Zealand dollar. This NZD. NZD might actually give us a trade. So NZD trade. So I think NZD might give us a trade here. Let's see. I analyzed this trade earlier this morning. So a trade on New Zealand dollar is going to be at this. It's going to be at this point right now. It's going to be at entry price. Entry price is at 0.61790. Entry price is going to be at 0.61790. Okay, so let me write that out. New Zealand dollar, NZD USD. So NZD USD trade. NZD USD sell limit. This is going to be a sell limit trade. This is going to be a sell limit trade, right? So NZD USD is going to be a sell limit trade. So let's see, what do we have? Where's our entry? So we're going to have entry price, entry, and we will have stop loss, then we'll have take profit. Take profit. Okay. Stop loss and take profit. Okay. So what's the entry? Let's see. So our entry is at 0.61, 0.617, 0.61. Let's check that. 0.61790, that's our entry price. That's our entry price. So for our take profits, this our take profit here. Take profits. That's a take profit. Then stop loss. Stop loss. So our stop loss is going to be what now? That's our stop loss here. Okay, so this is our stop loss. So our stop loss is 0.62087. So this is the first trade that we have now. This is a New Zealand trade, New Zealand dollar, NZD USD sell limit. NZD USD sell limit. NZD USD sell limit, right? Okay. All right. So that's for that. Then let's look for another trade. Let's just go through. Now we know price is still going to push up before it starts selling. That's why we're using the sell limit here. We're using the sell limit, so we're good with that. What else? What else do we have? What else do we have? Okay. This pair has just been excellent. We did this analysis last week, right? And then the USD CHF has just been playing out. Currently over 100 pips. Currently over 110 pips right now from this area where we did analysis, you know. So currently running over 110 pips, and we still expect it to keep going. We expect it to keep going. And also, this is another pair that has USD as the base currency. So we already did this analysis like last week, and we saw that USD JPY is USD CHF is about to buy, right? Now that the dollar index is buying, you can see how the dollar index has given USD CHF a whole lot of momentum. A whole lot of momentum. Now it's buying. We're still expecting it to buy probably another 90 pips or so from here. So making a total of around 200 pips. This move from this move from this head, from this entry here to that top is somewhere around 200 pips. 200 pips. So that's the target we have on that. We don't have any other entry right now. Most likely we might have an entry on that. Whenever we have an entry on that, I'll give us an entry on that too, because we already missed the first entry. So sorry, I mean we weren't trading it. You know, I didn't give it to you guys to trade. That's what I mean. But currently it's already playing out as the analysis we did. Now, usually, since we expect it to do another 80 pips from here, we will still get another entry, right? So, but for now, that entry is not there. So this area might be the entry, might be the next entry. So we already know that this is going to be a buy. So likely we will see something around here for an entry. But then that's not certain at this time. We'll just keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on it. When we have that, then we'll be able to give that. We already know that it's buying, so we'll just keep an eye on that. All right. So this is likely where we're going to see a buy trade. We might pull back, then buy from here. So let's see. Let's see. We might see a pullback like this, you know. Okay, so we might see a pullback like that, and then price will most likely continue to buy from there. And that's my speculation right there. But then we have to see that actually start playing out first. We can't just assume that that's what's going to happen. We are going to we analyze the market. We look at that. We keep watch on that, and then when we see it start playing out, then of course we can then begin to take action, right? So what else? What else do we have? Do we have any other pairs we can look at where something is happening? Okay. So this afternoon we have a session that's dedicated especially to gold. So we're going to be doing a whole lot when it comes to gold trade this afternoon. So the link is in the group. Make sure you are available to join. Okay. What do we have? Any other trade for now? Okay, I think what we have for now is good enough. So we'll end the class for now. So tomorrow we'll look into the market again to see how far has this trade played out and what opportunities has the market given us now that we can then enter trades. So now we've looked at different pairs. We looked at USD JPY, Euro USD, gold, BTC, GBP USD, NZD, and all of that. We got a trade on NZD USD. So now what we're going to do after now, probably by tomorrow, is to look at those pairs, those trades we're looking at. Now, where are the entry positions on these trades, right? Now, we said we have to wait to see price start to pull back first, start to retrace first, before we're able to get very good entries, right? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to hold on, and then probably by tomorrow when we do the analysis again, or later today, we'll be able to get entry on those trades, right? We'll be able to get entry on those trades, and then that will be a good one. So for the NZD trade we talked about, this is the NZD USD sell limit trade 0.61790, stop loss 0.62087, and take profit 0.61470, right? So this is the analysis on NZD USD, and that's a potential trade that we're targeting on NZD USD, all right? So thank you guys for coming. I'll see you on the next one.